YouTubers. All right, so our famous little engine check lights, you gotta love them. All right, so if you just have a basic generic code reader, sometimes the newer vehicles, 2013s and up, and even earlier ones sometimes, never can totally tell what the scenario might be, but figured to just toss this out there. Your DTCs, diagnostic trouble codes, they will sometimes linger inside the system. The generic ones can't always erase them. If you get a high-end scanner, yes, that's going to clear out pretty much anything. I mean, even your medium grade scanners that you spend, $600-700 on, doesn't always get them. So, working all these years, I've learned that there's a quick trip or an easier way to get that out without having to go and pay somebody to do it. And that way is basically just disconnect your negative cable and positive cable. Now, you can let those sit approximately 15 minutes, and that sometimes, not sometimes, that most of the time actually will clear out those issues. But another foolproof way, because when these computers get powered, they have capacitors in them, little tiny ones that store power for the next, turn on or phase of ignition or time, whatever. And that capacitor doesn't drain for a long time, if ever. Sometimes you could leave it off for days and they might not drain out. So what they call it is an older term, or a gentleman referred to it as clearing the ghosts. So what he means by that is, even though you disconnect your batteries, that doesn't mean you've actually cleared the system, that everything has, reset, all the memory is basically cleared out. Now, this is not erasing any kind of memory that is relevant to starting and general run and operation. The computer is not gonna, reset that stuff unless you ground your car out or something, or do something bad where you're creating a spark with these cables. But getting back to the point, so first stage, you can disconnect both battery and positive, negative. Leave them off the battery for 15 minutes. If that doesn't do it, you can do what I referred to as clearing the ghosts in the computer. So basically, you're draining the capacitors down completely, so no memory, as in temporary memory, is still continued stored. So by doing this, remember, battery's disconnected completely. All you do is put a jumper wire between your positive and negative. Now, sometimes your positive and negative are long enough you can just touch them together, hence them not connected to the battery again. I keep repeating this. You're not connected to the battery at this time. That would be bad. So you connect them just for a minute. It doesn't take long. 60 seconds should be more than enough time. So essentially, you just do the disconnect, jumper them together, wait a minute. If you're basically clearing DTCs, go ahead and wait an additional 15 minutes anyways. You can leave the jumper in there, but make sure you don't walk away from the cables, because they can move back into position, because these guys are solid, so they want to be where they're at. That's where they're bent, shaped, and affected for. So be sure to put a rag on there, or a glove, or anything between there, so that way it doesn't ground out. You don't want to use anything metal, because especially with the power, because it might ground out, slip and ground out that power. So between the two, on the battery and the cable. So use some kind of cloth, just create a barrier if you're going to walk away from it, and hook it back up. And that's a way to really clear the system. You get rid of all the memory codes, temporary memory codes, and then when it comes back up, at that point, you've definitely got a real problem. So that's a way to clear things, that you can do at home. Most batteries these days are 10 millimeter. This guy's been replaced, so it's a 1/2 inch, which is off the shelf kind of stuff. So basically, that's pretty standard for those connection points. Now, if it's in the engine compartment, or under your seat, or in your trunk, you need to just Google that and find out. So you got some engine codes, but sometimes your engine check light is not an actual code. Every once in a while, there's some reasons for that. And, you can't always afford these high-end readers. So I hope that basically helps you guys out. There's you a good quick tech tip right there. I'm Jeremy. This is Chaos Garage. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. This is what gets us going. And hey, toss me some stuff out there if you got other things out there you'd like to see about. Happily would record some of that if it comes opportunity. So, all right. Have a wonderful day, night, evening, morning,